Hello and welcome everyone. This is TRACC.eu and we are live at Suzuka for the IVGTC Season 5 Round 5 racing for 2 hours today. Boy, this will be a long one, but it sure is about to get down and interesting because this is the last race of the season before the winter break. And I am joined today by Ivano. How are you doing?
I am doing great and I'm feeling very excited for this race. The first time we're going to be doing a race of this length on IVGTC. So I'm very excited to see how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, indeed. There will be many choices to be taken by the drivers that they usually do not have to take, because the longest races until now were the 69-minute meme races.
Which were the most torturous stuff ever because they were right on the edge of tire fall off.
Yes. So today, well, I already talked to some races. There's probably going to be one pit stop by most people. Some might even go for two, because handling tires over 2 hours, well, one set of tires is definitely way too hard.
God, yeah. I would assume the more aggressive drivers will definitely be going for the two-stop, just so they can push harder and maybe get some of the time back they would eventually lose by taking an extra pit.
Yes, that is true. And now that you mentioned pushing hard, we have some people pushing hard because we're currently in the qualifying session. There's still... That is the wrong... there we go. Broadcast. That is the correct overlay. And we have Victor Masato, who is currently in P6, pushing really hard to improve that time. Whereas, I'm quite surprised, even though this is a very long track, we have a rather large gap at the front.
I'm actually surprised about that, but then again, what I've seen in the sim racing world, just in real life as well in general, the longer the track, obviously the more time for mistakes, and that usually does lead to larger gaps than we usually are, accustomed to, because there's more opportunities for mistakes.
That is true. Anyways, Victor Masato is 2/10 currently up on that time. This will not improve them very much. So let us go through the standings right now as we have them on screen. We have Le Casellas currently in the leads provisionally, followed by Emilia Anderson, Reska Kyoso in P3, Mirko VR in 4, Albert Georgi in 5, Victor Masato in 6, Akito Osakawa in 7, Gary Slater in 8, Jordan Brunch in 9, and Damian Pristupa rounding up the top 10. Now, that all seems pretty as expected in terms of the top 10, I would say. There are not too many outliers there. It's nice to see both Albert Georgi and Victor Masato be towards the top, trying to fight for the championship team position again, and having a rather strong showing so far in qualifying now. Oh, as Victor Masato pulls off at the end of the S's and resets the pits. As we have Reska Kyoso currently up on that time, losing a bit on the exit of Spoon, however, still 2/10 up on that time. And I just now realized we talked before the stream about the difficulty of pronouncing THS. Tense. I basically do not pronounce the TH there. I just realized that. But yeah. No need to comment that. Reska Kyoso is 1/10 up on their time. Can they improve? It looks like they can just barely, but it is not enough for an improving of the position. There we go.
Admittedly, the GP ladder of Suzuki is pretty tricky to get right. So I'm not surprised about having very minimal improvements over the course of the lap for some drivers.
Minimal improvement is interesting keyword, seeing that the first 3 people are separated by 1.2 seconds, and then in P7 we're already down to 3 seconds, so rather major improvements would have to be found in many cases in order to improve on a position.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if with minimal improvements being so difficult to get, major improvements are going to be difficult. They're going to be like much more difficult.
Very valid point. Okay. Let us look a bit further down the order. We have Leon JHK currently in P11, AG Radium in 12. The Honda luckily making a return for the home race. PK Hawken in 13, Adrian Dubrovka in 14, Panic Fungus in 15, Alexander Arthur in 16, House the 14th in 17, Imentrix in 18, Trazione Integrale in 19, DJ Overdrive in 20, Alex Benson in 21, and Kagero Kanemoto currently without a valid lap time. Ooh, and as we go further up the standings, we have Emilia Anderson, who is looking rather racy right now, rather trying to challenge their wingman with being 5/10ths. Ah, that's hard to say now that I think about it. Up on their time.
5/10ths of Emilia's always known to have those random bursts of pace where she's just going off. So yeah, I'm just surprised it came this late in qualifying compared to a bit instead of a bit earlier.
Ooh. Yeah, and as we see sometimes, we have a rather low angle. We're currently qualifying towards the evening side of the day. So in some cases on the track, it will be hard to have a good view. I think especially out of the hairpin, you are definitely going to get blindsided by the sunset.
By the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already seen a couple of drivers complaining about the sun glare. So yeah, that is a bit unfortunate, but hey, that happens. Not much I can say. It just happens. I wish we could pull the sun back to be a bit more around noon, so we won't have the sun glare. But not much we can do about that right now.
Sometimes you just have to deal with nature. Wait, all the time you just have to deal with nature.
All the time, yeah. When do you not deal with nature? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, valid question. Trazione Integrale is currently 7/10ths up on their time. The Femboy Hooters Racing Koneko driver, lovely team, currently invalidated the lap. Unfortunately, this could have made up 2 positions on the ranking.
Yeah, admittedly, considering that it was Spoon where the lap got invalidated, I don't really blame Trazione, as it's Spoon. It's like one of the most tricky corners in motorsport right now. Just the fact that you're already carrying a decent amount of speed going around the turn, but then you have to brake a bit more when you don't really expect to brake. You're mostly expecting to just get on the throttle properly, but no, you have to brake more because the second part of Spoon is a lot tighter than the entry. At least that's what it feels like.
I'm already getting blindsided by grammatical and vocational stuff right now. The TH is really bugging me today because I just heard you say throttle, not throttle.
Throttle.
You said
Okay,
throttle,
look.
and that really got to me right now.
Listen. Now, listen.
Yeah?
We're Europeans now, okay? And Europeans, when speaking English, when it's not their native language, is that we don't have a set accent, we just have yes as an accent. Like, do you have a British accent? No, it's just a yes. We have an everything accent, so sometimes I might sound American, sometimes I might sound British, sometimes I might sound French, sometimes I will sound just stupid. So yeah.
No, it's just interesting to me that the TH is so hard to pronounce.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we're not native English speakers. Give me and yourself some break.
Yeah, hopefully I will be able to do that. Another person who will be hoping to do something. Wow, that is a...
that is.
Yeah, that is interesting. Is Gary Slater, who is currently looking to improve on their time. Even though in the hairpin they just lost half a second there. Oh, that was rather okay. Still up by 1/10, however, and into Spoon we go. This is usually a place where you can make up much time because, as we already mentioned, it is a tough spot to race at. Tough spot to find the correct line, tough spot to find the correct, well, inputs for your pedals. There we go. I had to look at my pedals that are right next to me in order to remember the name of that thing. I'm really in the mood for commentating today.
When you mentioned it, you had to look at your pedals to remember what word it was. That kind of reminded me of like a old story. And, you know, since we're gonna have a long race today, might as well, you know, have some fun. So just a quick, I guess, Ivano lore.
Ooh.
One time, I think this was back like when I first learned English, and I remember one day I was struggling to say screwdriver for half an hour because I was speaking so much English back then, well, because I had learned it, that I forgot the Turkish meaning of screwdriver. So I was trying to say screwdriver for like half an hour, but I couldn't remember the word.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I mean, I know that feeling. Sometimes I forget how things are called in German, my native language, while having in mind the English word for it, and thinking, lovely. The person I'm speaking to is not a native English speaker, so it's kind of weird to not mention the German words when I'm speaking to a German-speaking person. Yeah,
It literally happened to me yesterday as well. Actually, I forgot the word body spray. Like, I forgot body spray in Turkish. I was just like trying to scramble for words.
I do not want to ask in which consents you would need the word body spray.
It's what? It's body spray. What context could I even give you?
No context needed. I am afraid
Exactly.
of not safe for stream stuff. Anyways, Leon JHK is currently at second up on that time, improving possibly by 2 positions. Yes, into P9 goes Leon JHK. Well done, the Audi driver.
Yeah, admittedly, Leon has had a very big glow up across this entire season. Around the first few rounds, Leon was around the back, and he had a bit of a slow start to the season. But ever since I believe round 2, round 3, I think. Ever since round 3, Leon has just been on fire. Has been constantly in the top 10, or at least in the upper midfield. So yeah, Leon's had a massive improvement over the course of this season, which, you know, you should be proud of that.
That is definitely something to be proud of. That is definitely something that we should mention and shout out. So, good thing we did. And I'm looking up and down the times, but I do not see anyone currently improving on their times. So it seems like we are set with the qualifying order. Everyone is in place. And until the race starts, that means we are going to have a short break. So stay put, maybe get something to drink, stay hydrated everyone, maybe get something to munch on. We'll be right back. And we are back right for the start of the race. There is a drive-through penalty for Kageru Kanemoto at the back of the grid, but the front is looking rather racy, and there's a crash. Akito Asukawa drives into the back of one of the VM Interplanetary drivers.
That is not a good start for Akito at all. That is a... And we also see Panic Fungus was also collected within that little accident there as well, and we have... What was that? We have one of the VM implementary car is also going wide. I think that's Georgie. I'm not really sure. The car's a bit far away.
Albert George, that's how you pronounce it, seems to be up in front, but Victor Massato really having had some trouble during that starting phase there.
Ah, yeah, I see it now. It's Victor Massato, my bad. But, I mean, onwards and upwards, we have 2 hours of racing to do, so as long as Victor can stay out of trouble for the remainder of the race, he should be able to regain the positions that he has lost.
Yes, and exactly right next to them is Akito Asasagawa, the other person trying to regain all of the positions as they come together with, that was Ryuma Tateyama in the Nissan. That allows Victor Masato to get a bit ahead now of Akito Asasagawa as well as ahead of Ryuma Tateyama.
I think Ryuma might have some damage as that GTR is very wobbly. A lot wobblier than it should be.
I just saw the livery is called Nissan. Which, well, as Ryuma Tateyama goes off, right as we see the Nissan. Okay.
Anyways, on to racing.
Onto the racing, we have some people who made up positions during the start. We have Mentrix making up 8 positions into P11, who is the winner of the race start. But the losers of the race start, of course, Victor Masato and Akito Asasagawa, both losing 10 positions during the starting formation.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate for Victor Masato and Akito there, but as we said before, we have 2 hours of racing to this, so they should have an easy time recovering.
Yes, another shout out to DJ Overdrive, who made up 7 positions during the start, now up into 13th position. The Grip Runners driver. I have been told that is a Pro Street livery, right?
Yes, that is a reference to the Grip King.
As
Ray Krieger.
See Alexander Arthur in the back, crashing out into Degna 1.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think someone might have touched him, or he might have gotten unsettled on the curbs, which those inside curbs on the, at that corner is very, always a lot more steeper than it looks.
Let's see the replay. Actually, we have Alexander Arthur being followed by Victor Masato, who also went wide, and Akito Asasagawa. Victor Masato just overshooting the braking point and crashing into the rear of Alexander Arthur in this case. Ooh, this probably looks like a penalty will be handed out afterwards by the stewards for Victor Masato, not the start to the race that he wanted.
It's a bit unfortunate, but I will admit, on a slightly better note, at least hopefully we're getting the accidents out of the way early for some nice cut action later down the road. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
Good action currently we are having at the top of the grid. Well, the 2 drivers who have been racing at the top of the grid for the entire season are at it again right after one another. The 2 teammates, Le Casillas, the wingman, followed by Emilia Anderson, the VTuber, up into 1 and 2.
Yeah, let's see how Emilia will, if Emilia will be able to chase Casillas through, because Casillas was over half a second faster in qualifying, but let's see if he can keep that level of pace, consistently as we do go along with the race.
Currently, it seems that he is not able to pull away quite as much as he would like to. And, of course, there's something we need to mention as well. Over the entire season, we had a mandatory pit stop. We don't have that today. Everyone can follow their own strategies. A pit stop is guaranteed, however, because these tanks don't hold enough fuel for 2 hours of racing. So, if anything, the least thing the drivers will have to do is pit for fuel.
True. So are you suggesting that we might have some people who might just pit for fuel and try to just soldier those tires on to the end?
It is a possibility. It is not a very likely possibility, and it would not be a very smart one either. But we might see some people trying to cut their pit stop time that way.
I feel like that is the type of strategy that I would maybe see Reska doing. I don't know, he just sounds like someone... Reska is the type of person that might try something like that. At least to me. And I mean, it would give him an advantage because he's not that far... He's not that far behind the leaders, so doing a quick splash of fuel instead of waiting for tires alongside it might actually benefit him.
To be fair, we have just started lap 3 and he's already 3.6 seconds down from Emilia Anderson, so that is like almost 2 seconds lost a lap.
Well, I'm just providing optimism on Reska's behalf. Alright.
Yes, okay. Gambate Reska Kyoso. Sweep stuff out of the way. We have Leon JHK fighting with Jordan Brunch for P9. Jordan Brunch looking really racy today. But we know that from the past races, the Scottish racer has been able to give us some action. However, not for very long, as they tend to DNF.
Yeah, Jordan has had a pretty much a very big glow up, just like Leon right in front of him. He as well was around the lower part of the grid at the start of the season, but he's been actually turning that around quite a bit, just like Leon has been. And now they're both pretty much top of the midfield, like around top of the midfield.
And we have a yellow flag, sorry, for Reska Kyoso at 130R. Let us see what happened there exactly. Reska Kyoso coming into 130R. Oh, getting collected by Trazione Integrale, who spun at 130R. Completely no fault of Reska's own.
Oh, and that was a bit of a sketchy return to the track by Trazione as well, almost getting in the way of two other drivers. I believe that was Shike and Mentrix that Trazione almost collected as he got back onto the road, but thankfully he did not hit anybody. A little bit of a chaos, but back to racing we go.
Back to racing we go with the group of Gary Slater, Jordan Brunch, Damien Super. Oh, that is a big group. That is currently getting a bit separated by the quickly advancing Akito Asasagawa, fighting right now with Leon JHK.
Yes, that is a train. That was a train through the S's from 6th to 11th place.
Now Asasagawa is looking to catch up to looking to overtake Leon JHK, the Audi. And, oh, there is a bit of touching into the hairpin, it seems like. Luckily, nothing too unsettling. But it's nice to see Leon JHK. Hey, as Jordan Brunch crashes out right in front of them.
That is very unfortunate there for Jordan Brunch, but that turn is, I'm not really shocked. That turn is actually not as simple as a lot of people make it out to be.
That is true. It's easy to understeer in white. It's really easy to do that.
So true. It's easy to understeer and sometimes just have like snap oversteer out of nowhere on that corner. I don't know why. That corner is just way more cursed than people realize.
Unfortunately, however, this means that Jordan Brunch has got quite the damage on his front end of the Lexus. And
Yeah, it
this,
looks like he might be able to. He might have to pit early with that.
yeah, it does. And since the question cropped up in the chat, thank you for chatting, Yuri Nikolai. No, it seems like Tom Hartog is not racing today as last week, and Panic Fungus seemed to have a bit of going off at the 130R. There was a short yellow flag, but now, actually, if we look further up ahead, Rescue seem to have lost a few positions to Albert Georgi and Merkur VR. Not Victor Masato, VTuber Merkur VR is the name. And they are fighting currently for P3. BM Interplanetary driver Wingman is fighting the VTuber from the Aston Martin Racing WEC team. Two beautiful liveries, I have to say, and I have already mentioned this in several races we had, but cannot mention that enough in my opinion. Beautiful liveries that have been created there.
Yeah, those two cars are, I will admit, those two teams have probably the best liveries on the field right now, like that we've had in the season 5.
Oh!
For sure. And we have a little bit of a contact.
That was a sketchy overtake, to say the least.
Yeah.
I love how you just say yeah, like, yeah.
I mean, trying to save my energy for the remaining hour and a half.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. This has led to Rescue Kyoso picking up a bit of time on the two drivers ahead. About a second now. Quicker in the last lap. The Rescue Kyoso definitely still looking to challenge for that podium position.
Reska is gonna have a bit of work to cut out from, as he almost loses it there on the S's, from what I saw. Unless he...
a bit of oversteer is fine. It's quicker even.
Yeah, I guess he did kind of line him up better for the final section of the S's. So yeah.
There's a yellow flag with Shike Hawken and Adrian Dubrovka. Right after another. Where is that? That is in the S's, I believe. Let's.
That is on the first turn, actually.
Take a look at the replay into the first turn. It's just Adrian Dubrovka taking out Shike Hawken. The two, well, breaking points seem to not align in the favor of Shike Hawken there.
Yeah, I can't really put too much fault at Dubrovka, because the first turn has a very weird braking point, I will admit. So the accidents are very prone to happening there.
Okay, that's true.
And have a stop-go for Jordan Brunch.
Jordan Brunch, who just went into the pits to repair the front end damage, unfortunately with the stop-go 30. Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
This already very unfortunate season for Jordan Brunch has turned even more sour here at the last race of the season, where of course, because it's double length, we are giving out double points.
I almost forgot the tradition of IVGTC is we give out double points at the finale.
Yes. Because the final race is longer, it requires more concentration on the driver's end, but it has never been as long as it is today. Some drivers are already feeling the heat, it seems.
Yes, and I don't really blame them, because I'm pretty sure a lot of drivers today are aware of the double points at play today. So I will not be surprised if people are taking risks way earlier than they really should be. But hey, nobody's really gonna play passively when double points are on the line now, are they?
Definitely not. One person who is really looking to have an active role in this race is Rescacchioso, currently reeling in the duo of Mirko VR and Albert Josh.
Yes, it looks like with Albert and Merker fighting a lot, it seems to have allowed Reska to catch up quite a bit, so now we have that lovely little three-way battle for the last spot on the podium for now.
That's true, the last spot on the podium. My mind sometimes, when people have not yet finished their sentences, already finishes the sentence for them, so...
I do that sometimes as well. It happens.
They're battling for the last spot! Full stop. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they are not. They're battling for the last spot on the podium. That is true. P3, bronze medal.
Whatever you want to call it. By the way, this top 5 is pretty spicy.
It is a rather spicy top 5. That is true. All of them have some immense pace. Well, 2 of them a bit more immense than other people. But yeah, it
very
seems that,
intergalactic levels of pace.
yeah, almost alien-like.
Yeah. Actually. And we have another stop go for Jordan Brunch?
No, I don't believe that is the case. At least
I saw a notification.
you did? Oh no.
Oh, maybe it might be him clearing it. I could be wrong.
Yeah, might be because the pit stall is after the crossing of the line. Anyways, Rescacchioso is now really coming close to Mirko, having to get out of the way there in order to not crash into the rear of the beautiful Aston Martin.
Yeah, I would imagine Merker is taking it a bit more carefully right now because, which, you know, I don't blame him because the advantage is kind of, it kind of has a happy tail, I would say. Or tail happy, okay, sorry. It's very tail happy. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Merker's trying to take it a bit more slowly since he has 2 hours of racing to do today.
There's a yellow flag, in the Dagners between DJ Overdrive and Tals the 14th. Let us see if there was a coming together again. Tals the 14th going for a gap. Ooh, but they two come together on the exit of Dagner 1. That one is a tough call. Not looking forward to shooting that.
Admittedly, the Dagners are not really the most ideal place to make an overtake on. So if a gap does exist, it's not really the best case scenario to really take it.
Oh, and there's a big 3-car pile-up. DJ Overdrive crashing into the rear of Mentrix, and the two collecting GK Hawken, I believe that was, as part of that.
Yes, that is GK Hawken there in the midst of that whole incident. Not what he would have hoped for, but it looks like all 3 cars might have to go to the pits right now.
Might very well be the case. There was definitely some damage included there, and there's a yellow flag for Panic Fungus. It seems like they really don't like 130R.
I don't blame Fungus for that, honestly. 130R can be very annoying to get to, you know, nail.
That is very true. It is a very high-speed corner, and, well, it almost has no braking. Almost no braking. But the little tiny amount of braking that you need to do is very difficult to nail.
To be honest, I don't even brake for it, I just coast.
Yeah, that depends on the vehicle class that you're driving, I reckon. But I think in GT3s it's a small tap on the brakes, for me at least.
I mean, maybe because I just like to truck the car in, maybe that works fine for me.
Or
at least I remember in the race room I would be able to coast around it.
Yeah, okay. There might also be a difference between Raceroom and Assetto Corsa Competizione.
And the fact that the M6 in Raceroom is just disgustingly grippy. We've seen it in Raceroom ranked championships. Like that thing has the most ballast, and yet it's still running top of the leaderboards when it comes to the championships in Raceroom.
And yeah, that is true. That is correct. However, we just saw a beautiful overtake by AG Radium, making up 2 positions in basically 1 corner. Well done overtaking there when the 2 ahead were battling through 130R. There's a saying in German that says something along the lines of when 2 people fight, the third happy. Something along those lines. It's not the best translation, I grant you that, but that was really on the fly.
You know, that's probably a better translation than what I can do with Turkish sayings. Because half of them use half of them use words that have not been in Turkish since like the 1500s.
Oh, yeah, it's always nice having old words that you don't know the actual meaning of.
Oh god, yeah, like it's so annoying when that happens. Like you want to say something, but you have to use an old word and you don't know the meaning of that word, and then it becomes a whole mess.
I thought you were going to go towards the direction of there are words in Turkish that have no direct translation, like the German word Schadenfreude.
Okay, then.
Oh yeah, there is currently a battle for P3 still going on, and it seems like Albert Josh is having to defend from Merkur into T1. As Merkur goes a bit wide there, allowing Reska to again get closer to the duo.
That was a very bold move, trying to overtake around the outside of turn 1. Not really the best position to overtake, especially not on that corner, but Merkur almost made it work. But, you know, had to back out.
Yeah, almost schmalmost.
And it looks like Reska was not really able to take advantage of Merkur going offline, because he's still losing some time to Merkur and Georgia, I believe.
No, Reska cannot take advantage because he's driving an R8. The advantage is right in front.
And wait, so
it was just a bad word, Joe. Don't worry.
Okay. Either way, this 3-way battle for P3 is still brewing. It's still boiling hot. So let's see what will happen. Maybe someone is gonna try another bold move. We're going into 130R right now. All of them are sharing a slipstream. Let's see if anyone's gonna mess up 130R. Of course they're not. They're just all godlike drivers. What else am I supposed to expect?
But this last part, exactly after 130R into the Casio Triangle, is where Merkur VR should be strongest, and you can see that they made up quite a bit of ground on Albert Josh, simply because the Aston Martin is godlike on braking, on heavy braking.
And also, not to mention, Casio Triangle is very tricky on mid-engine cars as well, so with Merkur can probably throw the car in a bit harder than Reska or Albert, I would assume. Now going through
it is a battle of one front-engined car versus 2 mid-engined cars.
Yes.
Okay, I'm rooting now for Merco VR. Come on, front engine is the way to go. Prove it. Casillas is proving it in the front. So Merco, you can prove it for P3 as well.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a Mercedes, if Mercury was driving a Mercedes, we couldn't technically call it mid-engine. If I remember right, the engine on the Mercedes sits behind the front axle, which technically makes it a mid-engine car, even though it's in front of the cockpit.
Technicalities.
So there's a few cars like that. Like I believe the Ferrari FF, the street car Ferrari FF, also has a technically mid-engine layout because the engine is behind the front axle. So people like will argue if it's front engine or it's mid-engine for like eternity. And honestly, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch those arguments when you have a popcorn to work with. But enough about the Ferraris. We have Mercury going up the inside of 130R, not being able to quite make it, has to back out, but now looking for a gap, but has to back out again because he's now too far away as they head out of the Caster Triangle. Let's see if he can take advantage of the advantages front engine layout to maybe go a bit more aggressive. Out now on the main straight, they're all bumper to bumper going into the first turn. Mercury pulls out to the outside. No, but still can't make it. The McLaren just has too much advantage on the inside line as Mercury looks up inside the first section of the has to back out again, just has to follow Albert Judge through the S's now. Going out of the S's, they're all still bumper to bumper now, going onto the Dunlop curve. Now there's...
Oh.
Yeah.
You got your corner names intact.
I have my phone up. I have it on my phone up.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh!
And, ooh, George goes way too wide into the Degny curve. Oh no, that was yeah. I got it right.
Yeah, that was Degna 2. That is correct.
Yeah. Okay. But still is able to keep his position, and now Reska is actually on the outside of Merker at the moment, but it looks like the Vantage might just have that bit of an advantage on the inside line, so Reska has to pull back into the slipstream now, going into Spoon. Let's see if anyone's gonna make a bit of a mistake, but it doesn't look like it. It's like all three drivers are just completely matching right now. They're just all in sync. It's like a coordinated dance between the three of them right now. Every apex being hit, every braking point pretty much on point. No mistakes from none of them, except for George's blunder at Degner 2 earlier. Out of the way.
But it still didn't cost him a position.
Exactly, and it actually almost cost Merker a position because Merker had to back away to avoid hitting him.
Pro strats in that case make mistakes so that people behind you get confused.
Exactly.
That is some as exceptionally pro strats that we will probably not see. Those type of mind games are
and
beyond
we have
mortal
Kanemoto on the
comprehension.
grass.
Kanemoto on the grass.
Yep, just saw our three-way battle for P3 get mildly interrupted by Kanemoto being just chilling on the grass. But let's see, we have more traffic ahead as Rima Tateyama is being caught up by Albert, Merker, and Reska. So let's see if all of them can make a pass. Maybe one of them will take it. Maybe they're all gonna get stuck behind. Oh, and Tateyama being a bit difficult around the hairpin, but all of them go through without any issues. But it looks like George did get a better, did seem to have a better time navigating around Tateyama, as he's a lot further up to Merker than he was before.
That is true. And now at this point, I have a question for you. What do you
Yeah.
think? Reska Kyozo, is he just waiting back there, looking to get a good opportunity to overtake? Or is he really trying and pushing right now?
I would assume he's half pushing. I would say he's still pushing, but he's not pushing too hard because he is still aware that there is an hour and a half still yet to go. So I would assume he's not pushing all he's not pushing all out, but he's definitely still pushing just to somewhat keep up and maybe make an overtake if the opportunity does arise.
Fair
Or
enough.
he might just be chilling as well, though, like you said.
Just chilling, waiting for the opportunity to overtake.
Yeah, which I mean is pretty much the best way to drive in sim racing games. Like just chill back, let everybody else do the mistakes, and just walk on through. Who's gonna stop you? I mean, I don't think people who have just spun out on the grass are really gonna be able to defend their position when they're out on the grass and you're on the track.
Not assuming, of course, that any of our drivers here crash.
I mean, yeah, that's under the assumption that any of them crash, which they have not done yet. They're all just, like I said, in this coordinated dance for P3. But if Reska is just staying back, that just does also allow Emilia and Casillas to pull away even more, which, I don't expect. Like, I'm not really expecting anyone to catch up to them because they're pretty much half a lap ahead of the three of Albert, Mercury, and Reska. But still.
I mean, there's still a possibility if there just so happens, God forbid, to be a blunder for one of the top two people, this would suddenly be the fight for P2.
Exactly. Which, it doesn't have to be because of one of them making a mistake. It could be just trouble with a back marker that could cause an incident.
Trouble with the back marker, hardware issues, software issues, anything.
Exactly. Because in the virtual, actually, yeah, that is actually very true. We might just have like hardware or software issue before we have any back marker issue, because the virtual world does not really. The virtual world is not really the most stable thing on the planet, especially not when it comes to online racing.
Oh. For online gaming, it is a very stable world. But yes, there might still be problems occurring most of the time on the user end. But nonetheless infuriating for the user would be a disconnect from the server. But we're not hoping for anyone to get that, of course.
I mean, when someone does connect, this does disconnect. It does lead to some somewhat hilarious moments. Remember Donington, when I believe it was Alexander Arthur that went space shuttle status. Do you remember that?
Yes, I believe I remember that now after thinking about it for a second. I thought you were going to mention, as we're having him here in the battle, Reska Kyozo going space shuttle mode at Paul Ricard.
Yeah, Paul Ricard last season. I almost forgot. Yeah, that was also kind of funny.
What are you doing, laughing on the misery of other people?
I mean, why not? Look, if you can't laugh at yourself, what's the point, right? So if I laugh at you and you can't laugh at yourself, what's the point? Especially when it's like something like this. Like, I remember each time we had like a hilarious disconnect moment, the person who had disconnected still laughed at the occasion because of what happened afterwards.
Fair
You know?
enough. Fair enough.
It's always fun to laugh at yourself. Just laugh at your blunders.
Yeah. But it is... Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Sure.
Let's
What?
let's not further discuss. I mean,
Okay.
it is getting dark, however, right now. The night is creeping in. The track is getting colder, and we'll soon. Well, actually,
Oh.
we might see the Ferris wheel light up rather soon, if it's not already.
I am not sure.
Anyways, our trio up here is coming up to some backmarkers again. We have Trazione Integrale right in front of them.
I will check the first wheel right now. Yes, it is lit up.
Oh,
The first
lovely.
wheel is lit up. Yeah. I mean, it's not turning, which is kind of sad, but hey, it's lit up.
Okay, we'll get to see it really soon then, because we are approaching the back straight. We are on the back straight, and we are approaching 130R, and there are 2 back markers in the way of our 3 front runners here. Ho ho ho! And it seems like, there's a bit of trouble there in the back, especially with Resca Kyoso. And yes, the Ferris wheel is lit up. Lovely.
Oh. It's amazing.
They made it through there without too many problems. That is good.
It's always nice to see.
Yeah, Rescue Kyoso losing a bit of time in the process. That can probably never be avoided when dealing with backmarkers of any kind.
Yeah. I mean, losing a bit of time is always better than crashing into the back marker, so I'd say Reska is still doing just fine. But speaking of back markers, they're coming up on another back marker right now of DJ Overdrive.
That is true. The Grip Runners. BMW is right in front of Albert George right now. How will they deal with this situation?
Yeah. Also, I do have a bit of a, since we're talking about the Grip Runner M4 right now, I do have a slight nitpick to do. I have a slight bit of a nitpick that I'm going to say about the Grip Runner M4. Is that it's not meant to be called the Grip Runner. It's meant to be called the G Effect. The actual team in Pro Street is called G Effect, but they go under the name Grip Runner on the cars. I don't know why.
Fun facts about Need for Speed, everyone.
Of course. I mean, hey, I've been playing the series for 15 years. I might as well have fun facts to talk about.
I don't have fun facts to talk about, and Need for Speed Carbon is pretty much my favorite racing game to this day.
Speed Carbon is very fun, I will admit. But since I did grow up with Fast and Furious, I much prefer Underground 2.
Yeah.
I gotta love
Also
myself
got
a
good
little
memories of Underground 2. Yeah.
Who doesn't? Like, if someone plays Underground 2 and they don't actually enjoy it, then I don't know what's wrong with them.
Well,
Like,
it might be
impossible.
difficult to get into it if you're playing it for the first time nowadays.
I mean, there's a lot of cracks for the game, I will admit.
Well, we're not talking about that, and I was rather thinking about how, well, the graphics are not up to par compared to modern games.
If people can enjoy Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 to this day, I would say people will have no issues adjusting to Underground 2.
By the way, did you play that one online Need for Speed game that combined the maps of Carbon and Most Wanted?
Need for Speed World? Yes, I have, and there is you can still play it.
What?
Yeah, there is a launcher called the Soapbox launcher that you can download, and you can play Need for Speed World there. It's entirely run by the community right now. It's a full-on community servers, run by dedicated fans, and they have modded the servers to shit. So it's actually it's got a lot more content than originally World has ever had.
Wow.
And I believe they also got rid of the pay-to-play aspect.
Wow.
Exactly.
Well, I think I know what I'm gonna check out tomorrow, maybe. I
Yes,
mean,
like I said, Soapbox Launcher, it's free, by the way.
we're not sponsored, by the way.
If only Soapbox Launcher were to, if only Soapbox were to sponsor us, that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. Soapbox, EA, anyone.
EA would never. EA would never. I literally just suggested that. I literally just said there's cracks for Underground. Do you think EA would sponsor us? After I said that, oh.
Well, maybe not. Of course, there are
exactly.
also second-hand shops that sell used.
Yeah, there's a lot of
discs.
copies on eBay.
Yeah, exactly. eBay, for example.
But
You
then-
can buy you can buy that for your PlayStation 2, or you can also buy a used PlayStation 2 for that matter.
I would say there's also PC copies, but let's be honest, who even has a CD reader on their PC anymore? I mean, except for me, I still have it.
I have an
Wow.
external one that I got for old games.
Oh yeah, speaking of my CD reader, I was gonna open it as like a little fidget toy. It's not opening.
Oh,
Well,
rip.
then yeah, my CD tray is not opening. That's funny.
I would get that
Wow.
checked. However, I just checked on Leon JHK and they managed to overtake AG Radium on the back straight. Very well done. Audi driver with the Herbie-inspired livery. Lovely to see that. Oh my god, it even has the anime blush on front. Holy mackerel.
Oh yeah, how have you not noticed that? That's been on the car since like the start.
Because
the
the
anime
livery
blush.
hasn't been working until this round.
Oh, but he's been making tweets about it. He's shown the photo of the front many times.
You know my activity on Twitter.
I mean, on the Discord as well.
Much stuff gets posted on the Discord. That's my excuse.
Okay. You know, that is fair. Anyway, back to the fight for P3. And it looks like Merker and George has been pulling away from Reska right now.
Just a tiny bit, yeah.
Yeah. But Reska might be just pulling back, letting them fight a bit more. Because we're fully aware that Reska can't keep up with them.
I'm trying to think, however, what temperature did we start at with racing? I think the track temperature was about 10 degrees warmer than it is right now, so we're already getting into the difficulties of night temperatures.
Yeah, I believe we started at like 20 degrees or like 19 or something. So around there, yeah. So yeah, we have gotten around 10 degrees colder.
There's definitely something that all of these drivers have to contend with, but everyone has to contend with that. It's not just something that you... basically, it's not something that you can say that was the fault afterwards. Because everyone has to deal with it.
Like, I mean, you can't really complain about nature now, can you?
No, we already tried it today, and it ended in, well, a short discussion, a very short one.
It ended in failure. I mean,
failure.
we've had Florida trying to shoot at hurricanes. I don't think it really worked out for them either.
Oh yeah, there was a thing, right, in Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah, remember? I think that was like a few years ago. A sheriff's department in somewhere in Florida had to warn people not to shoot at hurricanes.
Yeah, because there was a Facebook group dedicated, or Facebook something dedicated to actually trying to shoot Hurricane. Was it Irma, I believe?
Yeah, Hurricane Irma.
Yeah.
Gotta love the USA.
Yeah. Yeah, some ideas from there are really great. Some ideas are really funny. Let's put it that way.
Honestly, the fact that it even had a Facebook group just says volumes.
I mean, it had a Facebook group with tens of thousands of followers, didn't it? So,
Tens of thousands? And
I believe
thousands?
so.
What? I thought it was like a couple hundred people at best.
Yeah, actually attending is very different on Facebook. What was it? Raid Area 51. There also were many
Area
more
51.
people signing up for that. As
Okay, Raid
actually
Area
appeared.
51. Raid Area 51 is a lot more different than shooting a hurricane.
Well, but both was basically just a. It seems to we have lost Reska Kyoso. Sorry for saying that right now, but Reska Kyoso's in the pits.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize we were so concentrated on Florida being Florida.
Florida man. Yes, gotta love those headlines.
Right now, there's actually a competition between who's more crazy, Florida man or Ohio man.
Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta read up on some Ohio man headlines if that's the case, but
Yeah. There's all of the headlines I've read were not safe for stream, so I can't really give you an example of what to expect. But the fact that they're not safe for stream should give you enough of an example, actually.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I am currently getting a bit worried about Reska Kyoso because it seems they haven't really moved in the pits yet. Oh, now something happens.
Yeah, I think the car is dropped now. I think he might be just fueling out. Which, if he is fueling now, it's kind of interesting.
I mean, he lost an entire lap on the lead.
Yeah, he's down to P9 now. I don't know what's gonna happen with him now. But either way,
I think... I honestly think this was more like a reset to pits. For whatever reason.
because I don't think I saw him pull into the pits at all. I think, yeah, I think he might have just reset the pits.
In that case, this is very unfortunate for Reska Kyoso then.
Yeah, it looks like he's staying in the pits as well. So that might be the race over for Reska. But I'm not sure on it.
Honestly, let us take a look at that view. Back there, there's the Ferris wheel. Might just be enjoying the view from the pits.
Yeah. Might have just stopped at the pits. Like he said, forget the race, I'm just gonna enjoy this Ferris wheel.
Enjoy the Ferris wheel. Yes.
Also we have a yellow flag at Dagner 2. Looks like AG Radium has spun a little bit.
Let's take a look if we can find something 15 seconds back. Oh yeah, there has been a bit of a spin. Probably just collecting Dagner 1, which is treacherous if you cross it a bit too much.
Yep, and we have the first person pitting into the pit lane right now. It is Trazione Integrale.
Well, it's not the first person pitting, but maybe the first person for the regular pit stop.
No, actually, DJ Overdrive might have actually come in before Trezzi. Oh, and we have Reska moving.
Reska's
finally moving.
Ooh!
So maybe he had some damage at the end that he had to repair.
Well, that must be some rather large damage. I still hold firm to my theory of resetting to pits, because that also, well, it cancels you being able to control the car for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, that might have been what happened. But like even then, why would he reset the pits instead of completing the lap? No, that's what I'm wondering.
Maybe someone donated to their stream, saying, "I'll give you $10 if you reset to pits right now," something like that. I don't know.
You know, I don't think Reska would be the type of person to do that. I know I would. I don't know about Reska. I literally jumped. I literally attempted to jump the corkscrew for free. Do you think I wouldn't take $10 to reset the pits?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like money is money. I don't care if someone asks me to do something for that little of money. Just for the sake of it being funny, I will do it.
Everyone, you heard it here first. Ivano will do everything.
Hey,
Everything.
I said every funny thing.
Every funny thing. Ah, I see.
Don't twist it.
We're currently watching the person with the funny number, Albert Josh, 69.
Oh, it looks like Merker's pulling up the inside of 130R. Let's see if any of them are gonna back out. No, they're side by side out of 130R, going down to the Casio triangle, and it looks like Merker backs out of it. Unless he was trying to go for a switchback, which he is. It looks like he got a much better exit, and oh, looks like, oh well.
Ooh, Albert Josh
No.
is going for the regular pit stop, it seems.
Yeah, oh my god. I was hyping it up too. Ah.
Sometimes
Oh, well.
the battle just doesn't go the way of interestingness.
I mean, hey, this is kind of the thing you have to deal with when it comes to trying to balance sport and entertainment, which is something that Formula One is terrible at doing right now.
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I have not watched Formula One since the Red Bull Ring race this season,
Well,
during which I fell asleep.
yeah.
No.
I will tell you right now, actually. It was only a proposition, but there were talks from F1 management about adding active aero to the as in like an anti-DRS kind of thing to slow down faster cars. It's only a proposition, but when F1 says it's a proposition, it means they've already decided on it. So,
Okay.
I don't know what's going. F1 is so confusing sometimes. They'll say, "Oh yeah, we're building the fastest cars around the world, the quickest cars around the track," and then they slow the cars down because someone is going too fast.
Well, fact of the matter, if F1 Manager 2022 has taught me anything, which is not much,
You have like what, 2 hours on the game?
66 actually.
Oh,
If it
okay, yeah,
has
2 hours on a different game.
Yeah, there are probably many games that I only have 2 hours on. However, back to the point, if F1 Manager 2022 has taught me anything, it's that there are still problems with the BOP.
There is no such thing as BOP in F1 right now. Because that's not how F1, really functions. F1 is not a spec series, it's
Yeah,
or
but,
it's not like yeah.
but that proposition that you just told me, that sounds pretty much like trying to get a BOP in there.
Exactly, which is, not the philosophy of F1, which is what really confuses me about these changes. Like I understood DRS when it was added because oh yeah, you can go in faster now. So yeah, hooray. But this anti-DRS thing to slow down faster cars, that kind of feels a bit off. At least to me.
I mean, if it makes it more interesting for me to watch, then I'm all for it. I don't know yet. If it turns out to actually become a thing, I may try to watch a race next season. Not fall asleep.
I've not watched F1 since 2020, I will admit.
What am I supposed to say? I have tried watching the Red Bull Ring race, as I said, but apart from that, the last time I watched F1 was probably 2013 or something like that. Back when Alonso was still good.
Still good, he's still racing. He
Yeah.
came back in. And he's actually still fast somehow.
Yeah.
The dude didn't lose his touch. He's in his 40s and he's still not lost touch at all.
Yeah,
Somehow.
not trying to talk bad on Alonso, but he's, well, let's just say that championship material looks a bit different, a bit younger maybe.
Honestly, in the we have a yellow flag with our
Tall's the
newest
14th.
driver. Yep.
Yeah. Let's take a look at what that was. Just going very slow. Maybe miscalculated fuel?
No, he's still pushing the car.
Oh, pushing now again.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they
he
just
completely
had to stop during the Casio triangle for whatever reason.
Maybe did they overshoot it?
No, they just stopped. Just
Oh,
brake.
maybe they
and stop.
brake too much. Maybe brake too much. Maybe I don't know.
It looked weird. We don't know what happened exactly. The only thing I know is that the closest battle we have on track right now is Emilia Anderson directly following Le Casillas.
You might be wrong on that, as we have Panic Fungus and Adrian De Broca.
No,
We're
that literally just happened. Yeah.
Yeah, you missed a somewhat easy, but oh.
As
We
Albert
almost
George is in the middle of that. And there's a yellow flag for Emilia Anderson. Okay, just going a bit wider than 130 out, that is. And there's a yellow flag for Panic Fungus, who enters the pits. God damn it, ACC.
ACC is just hype. It's just toying with us right now.
Oh god, we are 1 hour into the race, and Le Casillas is the first of our front runners to go for the regular pit stop.
Yep.
And there's a yellow flag for Jordan Brunch. Let's take a look. 15 seconds back. What happened there? Exiting the S's. Oh, just getting a bit unsettled there. And touching the wall with the front end.
Yeah, the RCF, I will admit, is a kind of slidey car. Like, even though it's front engine, it's still a very slidey car.
Well,
So, yeah.
should I say it? Should I say it?
Shoot.
It's a Japanese car, so it's meant to drift.
I mean, the street version, yes. That thing is a drifty boy because it's got a, what, like 480 horsepower or something.
Yeah.
And rear-wheel drive. And it doesn't have all this fancy pants aero.
Aero. Who needs that?
Aero.
Traction control.
Who needs-
ABS.
Okay, we do have ABS here.
Yeah. As do we have traction control.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking further up, we have Victor Masato, AG Radium, and looks like it. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the two fighting currently. And Victor Masato has taken the position, I believe, just a bit ago.
Yep, and
now
right behind them is Casillas, who just got out of the pits.
Oh
Let's
yes.
see. Now we have Emilia coming to the Casio triangle. Let's see if she's gonna go into the pits, or she might actually keep going. We'll see. And Emilia is still going. Looks like she's gonna try to extend the lifetime on that car as much as she can.
A fair enough proposal. I mean, if the tire drop has not been felt really, then why should you already pit?
Exactly. Last time, I mean, in the previous rounds, people had to pit because it was mandatory. But
Yeah.
now we have 2 hours of action. So hey, the pit is guaranteed. So why have a mandatory pit stop, right?
Yeah. And as we have 1 hour just crossed, we are going to go through the provisional standings right now. We have Emilia Anderson in the lead, Marco VR in second, Le Casillas in third, Gary Slater in fourth, followed by Albert George, Damian Pristupa, Leon JHK, Victor Masato, AG Radium, Akito Asasagawa, Jordan Brunch, Adrian Dubrovka, Alexander Arthur, Alex Benson, GK Hawken on the last point scoring position right now, followed by Reska Kyoso, Pulse the 14th, DJ Overdrive, Mentrix, Panic Fungus, Kageru Kanemoto, Ryuma Tateyama currently in the pits, and last but not least, Trazione Integrale. And there's a yellow flag for Reska Kyoso, seemed to have overshot Degner 1.
Degner 1 is kind of annoying to get right. Honestly, there's a lot of corners on Suzuka that are difficult or annoying. Which I don't know what to say. It's kind of like...
Okay, hashtag confession time.
Yes?
I don't like Suzuka.
And we have just lost all of our viewer base.
I don't like driving Suzuka. I like seeing it, I like watching it, but I don't like driving it myself.
You know, I will admit I have the same... I will admit I have the same feeling. The feeling's mutual. So, I would say Suzuka is fun to watch, not fun to drive. If I want a fun, challenging track, I go to Bathurst.
Now that one is fun to drive, but very frustrating to drive if you don't get it right.
Even if I don't get it right, I still have a lot of fun driving it. It's one of those tracks where you have fun even when you fail. It's Bathurst. You can't hate Bathurst. It's like trying to hate a puppy. Would you hate a puppy? No.
Would you hate me now if I said I'm a cat person?
I'm a cat person as well, but would you hate a puppy? No.
Depends on the race. If it's like a pug or something, then probably...
Oh, okay, yeah. I will make an exception to pugs, because pugs... Just put them out of their misery. Put pugs out of their misery.
I mean, some of them can't even breathe correctly.
Most of them, not some of them.
Oh god, is it even worse than I thought?
Have you seen a pug skull? Have you seen an image of a pug skull? It's so squished. It's a lot more squished than you realize, so I'm surprised they can even breathe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm gonna have to write that down on my to-research list. Pug skulls. Definitely doesn't sound suspicious.
I mean, I saw it randomly. I wasn't even like trying to look up it. I just saw it randomly on like a video.
Yes, of course.
No, seriously, I was watching a video on dog breeds, like bad dog breed deformities, and one of them was the pug and how it struggled to breathe, and it showed a skull of the pug.
Okay. Bad dog breeds. Yeah. That sounds like a fun video. Making fun of ugly dogs.
I mean, who doesn't want to make fun of ugly dogs?
Just a second ago you said, would you hate a puppy? And now you switch to, let's make fun of ugly dogs, everyone.
I make fun of everything.
As I've just been watching Akito Sasagawa getting really slidey through 100R.
Yeah, drifting around what? That was wait. That's not 130R.
100R.
Wait.
Isn't that called 100R? The long right-hander?
The long right-hander, I believe, is called the 200R.
Then 200R. I don't know all my corner names. You are the one with the mobile phone out.
Well, yeah, but the phone doesn't mention some of the names. I just have to remember them off the top of my head.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, but the maps I'm looking at, they do call it the 200R.
Okay, yeah, that is actually the name that I was looking for.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, honestly, let's see what's going on the track right now.
With Shike Hawken following Alex Benson. 4P14, that is 2 points.
I mean, any battle is a battle, and speaking of battles. Do we have one right now? No.
Oh, Shike Hawken goes a bit wide and Spoon. The entry to Spoon losing a bit of time on Alex Benson now. I have to say, where did Alex Benson start? 3 positions down. That has been a good race so far for the American.
Yeah, Alex Benson is actually one of our older contenders. He's not been seen in our ACC in our switch to ACC till this season actually. So it's actually pretty nice to see him back on the track, just racing with us again.
Yeah, and racing successfully as well, successfully in the points. I reckon regularly in the points, if I remember right on top of my head.
Yes, I will admit he's definitely gotten much better than what he was, than how he was on Raceroom.
Maybe just having a nicer time getting used to the game.
Or he might have been practicing.
Or
He was, yeah, because he was missing for the first 2 seasons of ACC. Of our ACC switch, so yeah, he might have been practicing.
I mean, I always say the best practice is the one you get on track. But yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong there.
As professional racers say, it's what did it say? It's seat time or something like that.
Yeah, seat time. You have to have a lot of seat time if you want to get better.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, seat time can mean a lot of things. It can mean, practice, qualifying, the race itself. It means all of those. But it depends on which one you value more, honestly.
Oh, there's a bit of scrungy back marking. Grungy? What's that word?
Grungy? That's not a word.
Is that a word I just made up?
Yeah, you just made something up. Wow.
Scrungy. Let's adjective. Scrungy. Shabby and dirty. Yes, I actually used the correct word in that sense. Whoa!
And we have the highlight of our broadcast.
Julian getting a word right. Yay!
Yay! And we have a yellow flag?
That seems to be Alexander Arthur turned around on the start-finish straight. How did that happen?
Yeah, he was just sitting on the track there. I'm glad he got out of it now. Jeez, that was very scary.
Oh yeah, come to think of it, that was that. Now that I looked at the replay, I know what happened. And that is the second of those corners on Suzuka where you can have troubles understeering out onto the grass. The actual last corner.
The last corner is annoying. Like you get out of the Casio triangle and you're like, hey, let's go into this final corner now that I'm slow. But then you realize you have to be much slower than that still. And even then you're like, it's so weird to get the line on the last corner. Because you can either understeer all the way out or you might just hug the inside by just letting off the gas for like a millisecond. The way that they designed the last corner is just very funky.
Yes. Personally, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The fake Suzuka from what was it? Project Cars. I like that one more to drive.
Fake Suzuka in Project Cars?
There's fake Suzuka called Sakito or something like that. And basically it skips the hairpin and it skips the Casio triangle, making them more straight, faster and flowing.
Oh, so it's just Suzuka without the speed reducers.
Yes.
Which, I mean, the thing is, I believe Suzuka does have layouts where it doesn't use the Casio triangle, I believe.
Not anymore.
Oh,
It
yep,
may
I saw
have
the
had
track
at some point, but it doesn't do that at this. Well, the only layout where it doesn't use the Casio triangle is the one where it skips the entire. What is it? Is it Corsa or the West Coast? I don't know. It skips
West.
the S's as well.
Yeah. No, it uses the S's and then it connects back to the last corner. That's the East Coast. East course.
Okay, then both of the national layouts skip the Casio triangle. In that case.
Yep. Yep, they do. Because the
yeah.
Casio triangle is pretty much connecting the two courses.
Yeah, true.
But I will admit though, I prefer the West course because of it has all the fun corners compared to the East course, which only has the S's. So
The straight and the S's.
That's it.
And the S's.
Straight S's, straight S's. It gets boring after a while. Like, yeah, the S's are fun, but like when you have nothing else to challenge you, what's the point?
Well,
I do kind of hold a grudge.
If you race there at night, you still, when driving through the S's, that is the only good thing I have to say about the S's. When you race through them at night, you can see the Ferris wheel lit up.
Oh, we have Shigehaku was facing the wrong way out of Spoon. That was very risky there, almost collecting Reska, and I believe.
Let me just quickly go back by 30 seconds to see what exactly happened. The Reska was a bit back there. Let's see, GK Hawken. What happened there on the exit? Just getting a bit unsettled. Oh, I see now. Yeah, almost collecting both Alex Benson and Reska Kyozo.
It was a very bad place to lose the car, as there's not much room to avoid it. Because on the inside, if you're going out of Spoon, you can't really go back into the inside without basically stopping the car. And on the outside, you have grass. Or not even grass, you just have gravel.
Oh, about time some of these people touch grass.
Says you?
Yes, that's me, the professional grass toucher.
The champion of not touching grass, yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Who needs grass anyway?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of do, because I kind of live in a concrete jungle now.
Oh.
At my new apartment, yeah, there is no grass around me anywhere.
Hmm.
Other than the ones that I grow personally for my cat.
Well, there's technically no grass for me right now, as well as everything's snow.
Well, but there's grass under the snow, right?
I guess so. I don't see it because there's snow. That's
Exactly.
Quite a thick layer of snow. Oh, and Leo JHK gets unsettled into the S's.
Oh, he's right on the apex there. Oh no. Almost picking up Traction there, and
yeah, and he did kick Ryuma Tateyama wide. Oh, and what is that? Is that Mirko? There's Mirko VR off track after the S's. What was that?
I don't know. People seem to be struggling at the S's right now, considering I don't think a lot of people have pit yet. And we have Mentrix, I believe, going off, right? Yeah, that was Mentrix going off the track out of Degner 2.
Well,
I think people should be getting ready to pit right now if they haven't already.
has Amelia Anderson pit?
I am not sure. I don't think she has.
I don't think so either, which makes me very worried because Le Casillas is only 6 seconds behind.
Yeah, all of that extra time that she spent just staying out on track. It's not paying off for her, I'll tell you that much. Like, maybe she was trying to get an overcut, but It's too late for an overcut now.
Too late for gaining any advantage.
Yeah. And we have that was Shike Håkan going off the track in front of Emilia. Yep. See any battles so far in the track right now? It doesn't look like it.
It
Looks
seems to have kind of settled down everything.
Yep. So now we have 40 minutes of waiting, I think. Oh no. What?
Gordon
yeah.
Brunch has entered the pits for his regular pit stop.
Great, and it looks like the fight might be back. Huh? Maybe. If Albert George can catch back up to Mercury, we might have that battle for P3 back resume. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, Albert. Catch up, Albert. I need something to commentate over.
I think first it's going to be Victor Massato, who is edging ever closer to Damian Pristupa in the Porsche.
Oh yeah. Victor Massato has lost a few positions now. Actually, no, has gained a few positions after that very sketchy start when we had started. And oh, Pristupa bumps Victor Masato as in the Casio triangle, and oh, Masato spins and Pristupa spins. What? Huh?
I mean, that is a classic case of what I said earlier, making a mistake in order to confuse the enemy.
It was very weird. But my brain is fried now after that. Anyways, that mistake has allowed Akira Asasagawa to pass Pristupa.
Yeah, but Pristupa now has a pretty battered front end to that Porsche. Porsche.
Yeah,
Sorry, every German. Porsche.
Thank you. You saved yourself from the car community. Good job. You saved the wrath of the car community.
The wrath of that one guy who taught everyone how to pronounce German car brands angrily.
Oh god, I don't blame that guy, honestly. Just, bro. Okay, the only brand that has this issue was Porsche.
Well,
So hey, I mean, hey, Mercedes you can say just fine. Audi you can say just fine. BMW, it's an acronym, so say it however you want.
Bayerische Motorenwerke.
There you go. You're German, it doesn't count.
I'm not German, I'm Austrian.
Yeah, it's Austrian, German, pretty much the same thing. Just, it's the same thing.
Okay, well, I cannot make the joke with Turkey because that could offend a lot of people.
Offend who?
Well, I'm looking more at the eastern end of Turkey. You know, where there were some...
Oh, those people don't have internet. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Eastern Turkey is still very rural.
Yes.
So...
Yeah, I'm just not gonna say anything.
Yeah, better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, there's a yellow flag for Albert Josh, who is getting turned around at the start of the start-finish straight.
Boy, that corner has taken a lot more people than 130R has. That's kind of interesting.
That is very interesting, and it's also interesting to see that, yeah, that Josh didn't get collected, or no one had to evade Josh until right this moment when Trazione Integrale came along. that
Yes.
was all in time.
Thankfully. As we look forward at the top of the standings, it looks like Casillas is catching up more to Emilia right now, and should catch up a bit more as Emilia now has to deal with traffic. Gets past Alexander Arthur just fine. Now, all that's left is Alex Benson, and she's back in the clear for a little while again. And she goes up the inside, easy pass once more. No trouble with backmarkers, she's good to go.
Easy. Kind of looked a little slidey going into the last corner there.
I mean,
yeah.
she's been on the same tires for 39 laps. I don't blame her, okay? I don't blame her for getting a little slidey for having 40-lap old tires.
Well, you could blame her for not pitting.
Pitting, okay, yeah, that is also fair. That is fair. Not pitting, kind of an interesting decision, because Casillas is already... Then again, Casillas and Emilia have already closed down the championship. They've dominated every race. So it's not like they're really... Oh, whoa. Casillas almost bumping into Alexander Arthur there.
Alexander Arthur looking very racy despite being blue flagged.
Maybe he's getting a bit bored, who knows.
Oh, and there's another yellow flag for Reska Kioso, this time in the hairpin.
It looks like the low track temperatures are starting to catch people off guard as their tires are starting to wear out.
Yes, and
we're down to 10 degrees now.
We're down to 10 degrees, and one battle is heating up, however. It's Alexander Arthur versus Alex Benson, the battle of the Alexes. Through 200 they go.
Into Spoon, let's see. Oh, Alexander Arthur braking a bit late there by the looks of it, but still has the car under control. Now onto the trickier section of Spoon, the exit. The both of them get out of it just in time. Let's see if Alexander is close enough for the slipstream. It looks like he is. Going into 130R. Nobody's making any mistakes. Alexander is a bit wide there. Braking into the Casio triangle whilst following someone is always sketchy. Let's see if last corner is going to take another victim today. Doesn't look like.
Sorry, what was the name of that last corner?
It's straight up called last corner.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I checked every map I can find. It's called last corner. The first turn as well.
To ask,
just,
further ask the question, how many corners are there on Suzuka officially?
I will have to pull it back up again because I closed it by accident. There is. Let's see.
Oh, as Alex Benson goes off track and subsides the position to Alexander Arthur. God, my vocabulary is so good today. I'm getting words out that I've never had before.
Yeah. There's 18 turns in Suzuka.
Only?
Yes.
It seems like the S's alone have 18 turns to me.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's only 18 turns. It's just that the track is so confusing, you feel like there's a billion.
Yeah. I can put my signature under that statement.
Then I feel like it should be 17 turns, because the Casio Triangle is considered 2 turns despite being a chicane. And chicanes are usually considered just a single turn, you know?
Well, isn't
F1
in Monza aren't the chicanes also considered 2 turns?
No. I don't
Fair enough in that case.
Yeah, it seems like F1 are like the only people who have divided it into 2 turns. It seems like never mind, Wikipedia as well. Wow. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe the Japanese really like dividing chicanes into 2 turns. Who knows?
Okay, wait a second. I I don't believe you. Yes! Monza track map. Variante, the first Variante, is also considered 2 corners.
Oh.
And the second one as well. Ascari is also 3 corners. So yes, that is a thing.
Okay, Ascari is a double chicane, kind of. Ascari... Actually, is it fair to call Ascari a chicane? Like...
I mean, it kind of is.
It's a, like... I mean, calling it a double chicane even it feels like, I don't know. Feels like a bit of a stretch. At least, you know, to me.
I mean, it kind of is a chicane, though. It is an artificial construct to make the track slower in that part. So that is usually a chicane.
Okay, but... With that logic, wouldn't hairpins also be considered a chicane?
Well...
Or do we call that a different type of speed reducer?
No, that is a completely different type, because I'm speaking about the original layout of Monza, which had Ascari as being just a left-hander.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot that. I keep forgetting that Monza is an old-school track sometimes.
Yes,
I forgot
Monza
that
used to be 10 kilometers long and have an oval part.
Exactly. Keep forgetting that Monza did not care about people's safety back in the day. That,
I mean,
how much incline did that oval have? I believe like 70 degrees.
It was an incremental incline, so like a bowl.
Yeah, yeah. Wasn't like the peak at like 70 degrees or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Jeez. I love Monza.
Yes, Monza is a great track. Especially historic variants. They are truly incredible.
Yeah, and we have what looks like backmarker issues. Right now, through the S's, as we have AG Radium and Resca Kyoso stuck behind some traffic, but looks like they can finally get past. And, yeah. Saw Radium flashing his lights through the S's there for a second, so yeah. But you know, I don't blame him, but at the same time, it's the S's. Like, not much place to give people position.
I mean, you could always just go to the outside. Oh yeah, that's Ryuma Tateyama turned around at the hairpin.
Yep, not even turned around, just straight up off on the outside there.
Yeah.
And joins the track back with no issues. And it also looks like Kase is going to lap the pair of them. The pair of Trazione and Tateyama. Does it look? Anything interesting going on right now?
There is Resca Kyoso following AG Radium, trying to catch up, making up more positions, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think it's fair for Resca, because the the Honda, you know who owns Suzuka? It's Honda.
Really?
Yes, actually, okay, so, Suzuka trivia. Suzuka was only built at first as a test track for Honda.
Ah.
Yeah, so I would say Radium has an unfair advantage, because that car is in its, not only in its home country, but at the home track.
That is an interesting piece of trivia. I know that in the United States of Japan,
United States of Japan?
I mean, it used to be divided into many different warring states.
Oh.
So it kind of is the United Prefectures of Japan in that regard.
Okay.
But yeah, enough about Japan's history.
Go on.
I wanted to say there are quite many tracks in Japan, racetracks, that you've never heard of, because they are solely test tracks for car manufacturers as well as tire manufacturers.
Not surprised. No.
There are so many, like, I think there are 3 Goodyear tracks alone in Japan.
What? Goodyear need three tracks for?
I don't know, but there are so many test tracks, and some tire manufacturers have several.
Well, anyways, back on the battle between Radium and Kyosu. With Kyosu, Radium has a bit of a moment out of Spoon, which allows Reska to catch up. Now going side by side down into 130R. Let's see who's gonna back out. It looks like Radium backs out. He does not want to risk going side by side through 130R and just gives Reska the position.
That's the safest thing to do, to be quite honest, in this regard.
Yeah.
I mean, Reska is usually the quicker driver out of the two, and 130R is a very tough spot to go side by side.
Yeah, so I will agree with Radium backing out as well, and I believe he is also having tire trouble. So I think it just makes strategic sense to not fight Reska right now, who has pitted, which I don't think Radium has pitted. I don't think a lot of people have even pitted today still. Yeah, Reska's falling off. I think he hasn't pitted yet.
Well, he has pitted, probably involuntarily.
Maybe. If he has, it was probably like...
You remember the reset to pits, right?
That was Reska.
That was Reska. We're talking about Reska right now.
No, I'm talking about Radium. Who
Oh,
hasn't
you're talking
pitted.
about Radium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, whoa! Tateyama's going. Wait, no, that is Tateyama. Going very slow in the what?
Degnus.
Degnus, yeah. Oh my god. I didn't have the map pulled up.
Don't worry, I'm here for you.
Thank you. I'm sure you just have that like memorized. I'm sure you don't even have a map right now. You just have it memorized.
Oh, the Degnus are my arch nemesis. Well, have been my arch nemesis. They are basically my favorite corner at Suzuka.
I will agree. Degnus are very fun, especially like in arcade racing games. Actually, Degnus are actually pretty fun.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because arcade racers, they don't care about physics, so you can just sort of chuck a car into the corners, and it's pretty fun to just yeet a car through Degner. Actually, especially Degner 1, since it's Degner 1's kind of actually in the same position as 130R, isn't it? Like you don't know if you can brake or if you don't have to brake for Degner 1.
Oh, Degner 1 is a heartbreaking zone.
It doesn't feel like that though. Like it genuinely.
You brake
doesn't feel
very
like that
late. You brake at about 50 or 60 meters, but it is a heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a very short braking zone. I grant you that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying. It's such a short braking zone that it feels like you can take it flat out. Well, obviously you can't.
Obviously you can. I tried it. Trust me.
You can't take it. If you can't take it flat on an F1 car, you can't take it flat on anything. Unless you're driving like a Benz, the fucking Benz motor wagon.
Ah, yes.
The 1 horsepower machine.
Which can be driven, by the way, in Assetto Corsa.
I don't have the mod for that. I wish I did.
I think it is a free mod that you can get somewhere on the interwebs.
Yeah, I think it's on Race Department actually.
It might very well be. I don't want to spread any lies if I don't know it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Just Google it. Or Bing it, or whatever your search engine of choice is.
If you search the Benz motorwagen on Bing, I'm sure it's gonna show you a different. It's gonna show you a different German thing, I would assume.
And there's a yellow flag for Shike Hawken getting unsettled there at the exit of... Is it 130R? Yes.
Yes, that is 130R. That was 130R, I mean.
It used to be 130R back in the days. 5 corners ago.
Yeah. Actually, no, 3 corners ago. What are you smoking?
1, 2, 3.
3.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
I wanted to say
Man.
first. I wanted to say 5 years ago. Then I wanted to say 5 minutes ago. Then I just said 5 corners ago. So that's my excuse.
Wow. And we have another yellow flag at the Casio triangle. It's Kanemoto going off at the Casio. Looks like he got it under control. No issues, nobody to bump into. Simple mistake.
Boy, let me tell you, I would love to have an energy drink right now, because I'm getting tired. However, we still have 24 minutes to go. We need some action. Come on, guys. Give us some action. Lycoseas is catching up to Amelia Anderson, but not as quickly as we first anticipated. There are still 2 seconds separating the two.
Yes, and I'm just wondering, is Amelia running in a lower engine map? Because I don't think a full tank can last 46 laps around Suzuka.
I just think we might have not spotted the pit stop from Amelia Anderson.
But honestly, that's quite a possibility. That is true. She's so fast that we don't even see her pit stops. It's like that one McLaren tuned. It's like that one McLaren tuned episode of Alain Prost. Have you seen McLaren tuned, by the way?
No,
Never.
Because it's Formula One stuff, and
okay,
yeah.
it's a thing from when you were watching it. It was back in 2013.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, McLaren tuned is like the best content that has come out of the Formula One world ever. If people don't agree with me, fight me. Because
Was
McLaren
it fight or
is
bite?
Fight.
Okay.
Fight me. I'm ready to throw hands to protect McLaren Tune. Because it is a million times better than Drive to Survive. It is. McLaren Tuned walked, so Drive to Survive could run. That's what I'm gonna say. Because there is no other way to say it. It's just facts.
I have nothing to comment on that because I don't know either of these series.
Drive to Survive is the reason F1 is popular again. It's a Netflix show. It's a Netflix series, I mean.
I heard that, but I haven't watched it. Don't know anything about it.
It takes F1, puts in a dramatic twist, as Netflix does, and puts it out.
Oh.
Just generic Netflix series in a nutshell, basically. And it is also the reason why there's a lot of fangirls in F1 now, just simping over, I believe, Charles, George, Pierre, and sometimes Max. Not many times, but sometimes Max. Actually, no, a lot of people are simping for Max. Jeez, Drive to Survive has really given us an interesting level of new fans.
Wait.
Boy.
People are simping over Gasly?
Yeah. Oh my god, more than you could imagine. Gasly has... Okay, so Gasly has that new... Gasly has that modern attractiveness that young adult women seem to be looking for nowadays, apparently. I've seen way too many people simping for Gasly to, like... Yeah, I think he's the most simped F1 driver right now, besides, I believe, George. Which, I mean, George I can understand, because the dude does not post a picture of himself that is not with him, that isn't him being shirtless.
Oh.
I'm sure 90% of George's pictures are just him shirtless.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, they even joke about that, like, sometimes, like, drivers will even joke about him having shirtless photos.
Yeah, I've even seen memes about that, and I'm not even in that scene, so...
Yeah, that's how popular it is. Oh, we have another person that is very popular with these new F1 fans is Lando Norris. Then again, he's pretty much a media influencer. He's basically become a social media influencer now.
I mean, I understand simping over Lando Norris. I could simp over that face as well.
Boy,
But, well,
nothing.
okay. Good. Good that you're saying nothing. But, yeah, okay. I guess looks are subjective. Oh.
I can see the appeal in Lando, but hey, I wouldn't say he's my.
No, because your cup of tea is undefined.
My cup of tea is very simple, actually, but I can't say it on stream.
I was going into the direction of actual tea right now.
Okay, look, okay, that is true. I will take a cup of Turkish tea over any person on the planet. That is very true.
Okay,
Like,
fair enough.
look, I will say this. One criteria I will have if I were to be dating someone is that, can you make Turkish tea? No? Okay, next one. On to the next one.
Oh,
I value Turkish tea too much. And anyways,
we have a
forgetting
battle.
Turkish tea, we have a battle between Amelia Anderson and like I say again. Oh my god.
And they were extremely weaving right now on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, all of that effort to break toe by Amelia there. Now going through the S's.
Keep in mind, Le Casillas has the purple lap currently. That means the best lap in the race, but just by, what's that? 35 thousandths of a second. That is very close pace that the two seem to be showing as they're coming up to a back marker. That is the Porsche of
That is the Porsche of Shike Hawken there.
Hawken.
Yes.
Who luckily is a very nice back marker, getting out of the way in a good manner.
Yeah, we need like a guide handbook. Like, you know how Joda has done a handbook for the commentators? We need a handbook for the teams with matching liveries.
Yeah.
We need a shirt handbook for dummies. We need a actually, you know what? I think that's it. I think shirt. Oh no. We need a WEC. We're gonna ask the WEC car for dummies. What else do we need? Is there any other car on the grid that is similar? Like very similar.
Technically, Albert Georgi and Victor Massato, VM, Interplanetary.
We need a VM in Planetary for dummies. Okay, yeah, we need 4 books.
That might become more next season.
True, actually, yeah, because remember, we have 40 slots for racers to join IBGTC.
Well,
So
technically we have 40 slots. We could even increase that if there were people interested. But yeah,
we usually fill out the slots very early on, though, don't we?
now there's some time still to sign up.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah. The new season will start in about 3 weeks,
2
4
weeks?
weeks.
3 weeks? Wow.
We are having a winter break now. Yes.
Oh yeah. True. That is very true. So it looks like Amelia Anderson has started to match. It looks like Amelia was just maybe holding back a little, because it doesn't look like Casillas is catching up as fast as he was before. And I would say Casillas might have to push the car now. Because there's only 15 minutes left.
There's only 15 minutes left. Yeah, that's true. That is like...
That is...
7
let's see,
7 laps?
7. Yeah, 7 laps. If they complete that 7th lap, it's 7 plus 1, actually.
Yeah. Which is... Huh? What is it? That's right! It's 8!
Yeah. I mean, that's how. Okay, that's how. That is how
That's how
racing
math
usually
works.
is. No,
Oh.
that is how like usually endurance races do it. It's the timer runs out. It's a timer running out, and then one extra lap. So it's
Yeah.
if it's like a 57 lap race, it's 57 plus one when the timer runs out.
Yeah. Is that usually how it's counted? Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
usually how it's counted from what I know. A lot of endurance series in real life do it like that.
I just know that DTM says, what does it say? 55 minutes plus one lap?
Yeah. But it's usually how it goes. Like if a if a series is going off of time rather than laps, or if they're going off of time rather than mileage, which is what F1 does. F1 goes by kilometers, 200 kilometers a race.
Where they are the odd one out.
Yeah, which is why Monaco is like 81 laps long. Because they go off of kilometers. Either way, yeah.
Somewhere there's a metric system joke to be had. But I'm not smart enough to make that right.
I mean, 1 mile is what? 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers, I think.
Either that or the same thing in reverse.
I mean, I know that miles an hour and kilometers an hour is 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers an hour, but that should translate into actual measurement.
Depends on whether there is metric and imperialistic hours.
True.
But
Either
that's
way,
not the case, because there is no metric time system, because Napoleon Bonaparte failed to implement it back in the day. That's some trivia for you.
What?
Yes, there was actually a try in during Napoleon's time, to implement the metric time system, which would mean an hour would be 100 minutes and so on.
Oh, no, that was a revolutionary. No, that was a revolutionary time. It was a revolutionary system, which was in place during the revolution for like a couple of years, and then Napoleon came in and reverted that back to the normal calendar.
Oh well, then in that case, anyways, it was during the time of Napoleon's existence, so yeah.
Yeah.
Got my facts a bit mixed up there. I'm very sorry for all of the history
thankfully
fans out there.
Thankfully your co-commentator is a history nerd, someone. So yeah, I'm always here to help you correct those mistakes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And we're closing on 10 minutes on the race, almost. I mean, 11 minutes left on the race.
Yes, as Damien Priestupper just managed to overtake Alexander Arthur through the Casio triangle. But it seems like Damien Priestupper having the better pace now. Probably managing to get away from Alexander Arthur, as there's Alex Benson right ahead of them going a bit off track.
Yes, Alex Benson going wide whilst letting Merker pass him on the inside. So yeah, might have just maybe overcooked it a bit, trying maybe was focusing too much on Merker. I mean, at least he got out and he didn't hit anyone whilst rejoining, so that's cool. In the meantime, Alexander Arthur is trying to lap Alex Benson. Let's see if he's gonna back out. He does. Good.
Ooh, not really.
Ooh, that was a very hard hit on the curves. Thankfully, he's fine. And who is that behind? That's Victor Masato.
As there's a yellow flag for Le Casillas. Sorry.
Oh, but that is a yellow flag for Le Casillas.
Let's take a look at what happened there on the replay. Le Casillas trying to overtake Emilia Anderson. The two come together and Le Casillas spins out into T1.
Oh, that is very unfortunate there. I was hoping for a nice big old battle, but maybe in another time.
Well, the big old battle happened off screen this time around.
Yeah.
And it was over in just matter
2
of
seconds.
moments.
In a single lap, it was over. That's unfortunate.
And there's a yellow flag, Shike Hawken going off at the S's. And Panic Fungus is looking to overtake DJ Overdrive for 16th position as DJ Overdrive goes a bit deep into the chicane and lets Panic Fungus have the position.
Whoa. And we have Alex Benson coming into the pits. Very late.
Oh, that must be a splash and dash.
Yeah, either that or they're only pitting now, which I highly doubt because those tires are probably shredded if that's the case.
Shredded and gone. There is no way.
Gone.
Yeah.
There is almost no way to nurse tires for that long.
Yeah. I mean, I guess 2 hours can be done if you're really careful with them.
Unless we're running like 2011 Formula 1 Pirelli tires, yeah. You're not going to be able to survive 2 whole hours.
Doing your F1 facts and statistics.
Yeah. I remember, there's actually a statistic on that. Sebastian Vettel, I believe 2011, there was a rainy race. You know when he pit? The last lap. To just get rid of his mandatory pit stop that F1 had.
Oh.
Yeah, he went from start to finish on the wet tires. 53 laps, just done and gone. All on a single set. The Pirelli back in the early 2010s, they had to invent the cliff because their tires were actually too good.
I think in F1 Manager 2022 that is still the case, that you could race the whole race on wets.
Not in the modern day, I don't think.
Now in the game, F1 Manager
In the
2022.
game, F1 Manager, yeah. F1 Manager... Yeah, I think F1 Manager's only upside, I believe, is just that it looks photorealistic.
Well, you haven't taken a closer look in that case.
No, I mean, people... Do you run the game on max graphics?
Yes.
I have nothing to say that, because the photos I've seen of the game, like the videos I've seen on the game, they were like pretty much photorealistic.
I'm gonna show you the safety car wheel rims at some point. They have like 8 distinct corners. Distinct edges, you know.
Oh, real? I mean, it's the safety car, I guess.
It's just a safety car which comes out once every race, something like that.
You're not meant. I mean, you're not meant to focus on the car when it's stationary, I would assume.
No, that is just there every the start of every race when you get a close-up of the safety car.
Oh. Wow.
As there's a yellow flag for Adrian Dubrovka, who is crashing on the start-finish straight. How did that happen?
Suzuka?
Suzuka, let us take a look 15 seconds back at the replay. Adrian Dubrovka, oh, just seemingly maybe a second sleep or something like that, getting off track to the left into the grass and hitting the ball on the other side head on.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes. I mean, he's been racing for 2 hours now. I would not be surprised if he had a bit of fatigue right now, as we have another yellow flag at the hairpin. It's DJ Overdrive. I believe he spun. I'm not sure though.
Let's see, he went a bit wide and while going back on track had a bit of trouble with, well, grass, touching grass.
Whoa, whoa, as Emilia's lapping. Tateyama there, Tateyama almost collecting Emilia whilst getting back on the racing line. All good now. It looks like Emilia does have it in the bag, unless she makes a mistake of her own as she is 8 seconds ahead of Casillas right now.
Yes, this seems pretty done and dusted, bar any incidents that we surely do not hope for.
Yeah. Looking around the track, it looks like everybody has kind of separated from each other. So now everybody's just going for the end. The time trickles down to the final couple of laps of the final race of Season 5. Now, this season has been very fun. I will admit that.
Yeah, it has. Especially for you, as you've been racing in 2 races, I reckon.
I mean, Monza was a bit disappointing, and we have a drive-through for Akito Sugava.
That must be due to track limit infringements.
Oh no! Oh my god! The last 3.5 minutes, and oh, Akito's spinning out.
That slide, just cherry on top. Ah,
My god. That is very unfortunate for Akito there.
There have been better timings for drive-thrus. To be honest, it's always a bad situation. Especially
now, because Akito has to pit now, because I believe ignoring a drive-thru means a 30-second penalty.
In
ACC, I think it's an automatic.
Yeah, in Assetto Corsa Competizione, it means a time penalty depending on the track. I'm not too sure what the time penalty on Suzuka is, but let's not find out, Akito.
Yeah, I would say it could just put her off pitting now, then losing possibly a bunch of time. And yep, he's going into the pits. He's deciding to play it safe. Good.
This will become interesting as Leon JHK is just 10 seconds behind on track. This will probably be a position gained for the Test Drive Unlimited racer.
Yes, and let's see if...
Yes, and the overtake has been done. Leon JHK is now ahead of Akito Asasagawa. Completely on pace.
Yes, yep. And
Akito Asasagawa is being stopped in the pits now.
I think he's DNFing the car. He might be. Oh no! Oh, he just stopped for. Did he just stop for a little splash?
And a stop.
Yeah, and he has an SG30. And he has an SG30, and he just stopped it there.
Well, that's the race for Asasagawa done.
Yep. That SG30 would put him... Actually, he wouldn't have put him that much because Jordan Branch is a lap down on him. So he would have only lost 1 position. But either way, it looks like that is the race for Akito Sugava.
And there's another pit stop for Charles the 14th in the Toyota.
Oh wait, is this car really called the Toyota? Oh yeah, right, I forgot. On the back it says Toyota.
On the back it says Toyota.
Yeah.
That is a splash and dash if I've ever seen one.
There
are 2 yellow flags currently, one for AG Radium on the start-finish straight, who's going really slow. Possibly the last corner has another victim.
Yeah.
And there was another yellow flag, which I...
Whoa,
But Damien Pristupa is right behind AG Radium, going off track, and this is a battle for position.
Yes, it is a battle for position, and looks like Pristupa is not willing to wait, as this is going to be the final lap. As I don't think Emilia has enough time to reach the start-finish line. So, and we have a spin by Pristupa. Oh no! And then we have Victor Masato coming in, but I don't think he's fighting for position. No, he is not. He's just lapping right now, and let's see. And that is the race over.
That's the
race over. This is gonna be the final lap.
No, Emilia Anderson has already crossed the finish line. The race is over. Emilia Anderson is our winner.
Neil Anderson wins the finale of IVGTC in a pretty dominant fashion alongside Le Casillas there. As we have... Doesn't look like we're going to have any last-second battles there. Everybody's just way too spread apart.
Yes, so the standings for the final race of the season as everyone gathers in the turn 2, I reckon that is turn 2.
Yes, that is turn 2.
To crash a bit into each other, making donuts. We have Emilia Anderson winning the race in front of Le Casillas. Then Mirko VR, who is coming across the last corners now. Albert Jersch, Gary Slater, Victor Massato, Leon JHK in 7. Nice finish for the Test Drive Unlimited racer. Reska Kyoso in 8. Jordan Brunch in 9. AG Radium in 10. Damian Super in 11. Alexander Arthur in 12. Adrian Dubrovka in 13. Shike Hawken in 14. Panic Fungus in 15. This makes up our point scoring places. And then we have DJ Overdrive, Alex Benson, Charles the 14th, Mentrix, Kageru Kanemoto, Trazione Integrale, Ryoma Tateyama, and unfortunately with the DNF, Akito Asasagawa.
Yes, that was very unfortunate there for Akito, but it looks like... But the race is finally over, and the season as well is finally over.
What do you mean finally? I could have gone for more races, but
I wish we had.
Yeah,
but yes, finally, sadly, it's over.
We need to go for a winter break now, but after the winter break, we will be coming back with Season 6 of the IVGTC. And, well, before that, even, tomorrow, there is a short stream to be scheduled, a 69-minute race, going back to the roots on Raceroom. So, if you have time tomorrow, and if you have Raceroom, then you can sign up. Join us for SGP for the 1-year anniversary of the collaboration between TRACC and IVGTC. Because that is something that we can surely celebrate together.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, we will be looking forward to next season. But first off, we will be looking forward to tomorrow's 1-year anniversary. I've been Julian Strasser. This has been TRACC. I've been here with Ivano. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.